Good morning, everyone. Welcome to City of Pasadena Council meeting, October 1st, 2019. We'll start out with our invocation. Dr. Bo Fisher, I've seen you. You'll lead us in the prayer. Councilman Casados will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand.
Heavenly Father, we give you thanks. It's a good day in Pasadena, Texas. We thank you for the chance to live here. We thank you for the chance to work and go to school and shop and worship here. We thank you for the recent positive press and exposure that we got through ABC 13's visit here. We ask you for your blessing on our schools, on our churches, on our city government, on our businesses. In the name of Jesus, we pray for grace and that you would help our mayor and council to work together for the benefit of this city. In Jesus' name.
Amen. Thank you, Pastor.
Shall join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, Councilman Casados.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out this morning. I appreciate everybody being here. I'd like to congratulate our employees for their years of service. We do appreciate that. I'd also like to send out my thoughts and prayers and condolences to the Deputy Sandeep Dhaliwal and loss of life there. It's unfortunate that our first responders, our men in blue, face issues like this on a day-to-day basis, and I just want to send out my thoughts and prayers to his family because he's a great man, a hero in many respects, and you know that's one of the reasons why we fought so hard during the budget time to give our employees and police officers raises, because every day these men and women go out onto the streets and patrol our streets and everything. They don't know when it's going to be their last day. They kiss their wives and their spouses goodbye and their children, and it's something that they just don't know what every day is going to bring them. That's why these individuals deserve a cost of living increase and a compressed pay scale. And again, I really hope that we can do that. But at the same time, let's not forget the family of Dhaliwal and his brothers and sisters in forces. That I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Wheeler.
Thank you, Mayor. A few reminders to tonight, National Night Out. So get with your neighbors, have a good time. It's a good opportunity for fellowship, and we probably don't do as much conversing and socializing with the neighbors as we should. So this is kind of an opportunity to do that and make some new connections. I also want to congratulate our employees for their years of service here, and also my condolences to the Harris County Deputy Dhaliwal that had that what we're going through, and I feel like we're feeling this as a community as a whole. And it just brings to light the sacrifices and the danger that every day that our police officers go through. With that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Caton.
Mayor, let me just say that some of our council members have gone out of the way in trying to destroy our mayor by making false statements about not only the budget, but the mayor's personal life. You heard testimony from a couple of city's department heads at the last council meeting correcting some of the false statements that these negative council members stated in their attempt to make amendments to the 2020 proposed budget.
What's your point of order, sir?
I think that we need to work together, have decorum up here, and the council member is downgrading the council member, saying negative council members. We talked about trying to work together. That's starting off on the wrong foot.
Okay.
If you could
I'll
please
agree
correct
with
the
that,
council member.
but you also remember use the word negative and keep going, sir.
I second his motion.
Yeah.
But you want negative instead of false?
Work together. I mean, I don't think you should say negative, say other council member.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
The biggest statement that all of these council members made at the last council meeting and was backed by the others was that he wanted to reduce account 7107 professional services by $3 million. He thought this account was for capital improvement engineering contracts, which are recommended by Public Works and the mayor and the council members vote on this for approval. He was totally wrong in making these accusations. This shows that the council members do not know anything about the budget and are only trying to discredit the mayor. Let me explain that this account 7107 is for intangible city services such as garbage collection by Waste Management, $3,800,000, Emmerich Service, $367,000, Harris County Appraisal District, $313,000, Hugh Landrum Industrial District, $90,000, attorney fees for defending the city, plus others for a total of $8 million. If you approve $3 million, if you remove that from the budget, you have now taken away District's F garbage collection. That's my garbage collection. I live in District F. And by the way, you'll have a bunch of unhappy citizens, and they'll be on your fanny, including myself. These council members continue to make statements and refuse to talk to the mayor and his administration. They have only huddled up prior to pre-council meetings and determined what they want prior to the council meeting. I think I really need to teach a lesson on how to read the budget, how to interpret the budget, and let's continue to move the city forward. Without a pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Bass.
Good morning. I hope we have a really happy council meeting today. I want to make sure everybody knows National Night Out is tonight. I've got about 5 or 6 of them. And the worst part is I never can eat at them. And I always have too much food, so it's great. I want to recognize a couple of folks. Mr. Leroy Stanley back, Councilman. Christina Womack, Pasadena Chamber of Commerce. A dear friend that gave me my first loan on a car, Miss Nelda Sullivan, when I was about 20. Anyway, I want to thank y'all for coming. We also are celebrating 125 years, so you guys ought to feel real old for that. So anyway, congratulations to y'all's service awards. And with that, I pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Shangbine.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome. Our Houston Astros are in the midst of starting their playoff run to win the World Series to represent our communities and our county, and want to wish them well. The magic number is 11, so let's get behind our Houston Astros and let's enjoy the run for the pennant and run for the ring. Also, too, I want to thank our city employees. I will tell you that when I drive around and go through our neighborhoods, I like to stop and visit with our city employees. And, you know, the things we talk about, it's really not about the city. It's, you know, how you doing? How's your family doing? Your families is a big a part of your success being here with the city for your service as you are. So I want to thank your families as well. And many days out there that it was hot and raining, and y'all were out there, weren't you? And so thank y'all, and you know, look forward to having y'all for several more years, but when the time's right, retire and enjoy it, okay? And then also to, I would like to offer my condolences to Officer Sandy Delawall and his family. And our officers, they protect us. And when we lose an officer, it's felt through the whole community. And not being an officer and not understanding what an officer goes through day in and day out, we need y'all. And right now, our focus should be on the family of this fallen officer. There have been other fallen officers throughout our great nation that have fallen, and we need to lift them up as well. But this one hits home, and let's honor the gentleman and his family. And I'd like to have a moment of silence for the officer. If we could just have a moment of silence. Thank y'all very much.
Councilman Andy Barr.
Same thing, thoughts and prayers with Deputy Dollywell's family. Very tragic. Also, congratulations to Jesus, Mario, and Gilberto and Walter. Thank you for your years of service, 25, 30, and 35 years of service. And I'm going to be positive, but, you know, a council member said about negative council members. And I kind of want to give you a definition of what a negative council member is. These so-called negative council members, one of them served in the United States Marine Corps and served 2 tours in Iraq. Another one served in the Army during Vietnam. Another one has been a council member for 25 years. One has run unopposed 2 times. So obviously his constituents believe he's doing a good job. One has been a law enforcement officer for 14 years. And one council member, they said that he was wrong about these P-card transactions, that he didn't know what he was talking about. And just today, they acknowledged that the P-card policy was wrong and that they're going to update that particular policy. So these negative council members are on the right side of the issues. And so I will continue to fight for what I think is right. Again, I will always do what is right. The people that I work for are my constituents in District A and the citizens of Pasadena also. But they're the ones that are going to vote me in and out every 2 years. It's not any council member up here. It's not the mayor. It's not any director. It's going to be the people in District A. And with that, I'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Lemon.
Thank everybody for coming out this morning, and city employees, thank you and congratulations for your many years of service. I wasn't going to say anything about this, but I think I need to. A couple of weeks ago, we had a council meeting that, in my opinion, got a little bit out of hand, and I've had several citizens comment to me since that meeting that they felt that a couple of council members acted in such a way that was disrespectful to the council, the city, and the mayor. You don't have to like the mayor. You don't have to agree with the mayor. But in my opinion, we should all respect the office of the mayor. And I hope in the future that our council meetings can be a little bit more civil. And we can agree to disagree, but let's do it in a civil manner. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Harrison.
Thank you, Mayor. And I, too, want to remain positive about the Astros. Playoff begins Friday night, and we're going to have some great playoffs. It's either Tampa Bay or Milwaukee. Friday night, we got the home team advantages. Astros set so many records this year, 107 victories, and they got such great players. I really enjoy them. It's an enlightening thing to watch Astros. I wish I could afford tickets to the game, but that's a different deal. But television's great. And the city employees, Palma, P-O-M-P-A, Marino, Villa, whatever. Congratulations. Y'all been around 25 years, 30. We've been together. I've been here 25. I'm getting tired of hearing that, and I realize that. But the second thing, though, you know, the budget's been passed. We got on the night to set the tax rate. And it has been a battle on the tax rate. But if you don't fight for your citizens, you're not worth being up here. If you lapdog and approve everything, why let the voters, if they don't like it, they'll vote you out of office. But, you know, the people that supported the 60 cents tax rate, apparently they couldn't count. It's like Kenny Rogers, you got to know when to hold and fold. And we knew all along, or I knew all along, that it takes 6 votes to pass the budget on the 1 penny below the rollback. I mean, I had a good hold card. They had no chance. They wasn't going to make it. And I commend the 4 council members that stuck together. They hit us. The city controller hit them, trying to change their mind. The other council members hit them, trying to change their mind. But we said we want to support the taxpayers, the homeowners, and the small business people. That's exactly what we're doing. And there's $55 million in the reserve fund. And I'm going to support the cost of living increase for city employees. I'm going to support the suppression for the police department. And matter of fact, Councilman Casado made a motion, and they all voted it down, besides 4 of us. So it's been a lot of politics, but I'm not going to call people's names. because I always believe in the cardinal rule up here. You don't start calling people's names or acting negative towards other council members. You just don't do that. And the first thing right off the bat after this tax rate and the new budget and the new beginning, we get negative comments. So I'm going to continue to support the people, what I think the people want, and take care of the people. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, brings us down to citizens. First one's Ms. Gail Smith.
Yes, I am Gail Smith, and I was the first resident in Mount Vernon 58 years ago. I live at 2501 Shenandoah, and I will leave you with two questions which I already know you can't answer right today. But my immediate neighbor, Ted Humphrey, at 2429 Shenandoah, was cited on 6 counts of yard and swimming pool neglect. He chose the trial by jury February 1st, 2017, and was found guilty of 5 of the 6 code violations. I heard he was fined $2,400, but he claimed no money and took community service, claimed poor health, and nothing was done. His attitude has always been that he doesn't have to abide by the law. I also understand that the code officers were told to lay off Mr. Humphrey. When Mr. Humphrey was told he had to gate his driveway to cover a boat sitting there since 1980 with trees growing, plus a lot of junk, his gate is a disgrace to the neighborhood. It's made of old chain link fence, used picket fence, and plastic sheets. It's a mockery to our ordinance. The current situation is, and has been since 2013, a nasty mud and water pond on my side of the yard, 60%, on my side yard, 60% of the time. It is a home for mosquitoes, and I am requesting the city to fix in some way that water that leaks out of his yard, swimming pool pump, hoses, I have no idea what. This mess makes it impossible for me to get to my back gate without stepping in deep mud when I take garden materials to my backyard. Martha from the City Health Department has seen it 2 times. She did not know what to suggest and said maybe I should fill it with more dirt. All I can say is that's a deeper mud to step in. Bruce Lehman, my councilman, has been aware of this for several years and has walked with me through this. He came to look again, and he thinks perhaps the Humphrey pool water might be just pumped into the corner of the yard nearest me, because the dirt is always soft and wet between our houses, and the fence remains wet at the bottom all the time. His pool is full of trash, leaves, and trees. It's a leaky mess. My question is, can the city fix this and put a lien on his house for that expense? And the second question is, when the city pays a judge and a jury for 8 hours, how often does it happen in Pasadena that it's just let go? Who is responsible to enforce the decree?
Ms. Smith, thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Ms. Sullivan, you're next.
Good morning, and before you start timing me, I just want to make a very special announcement. Your Pasadena Independent School District was honored at the State School Board Convention last week as one of the top 5 school districts in the state, which has 11,000 school districts. We have over 54,000 students and 800 employees. So always remember that your school district is something for you to really be proud about. It's been my pleasure to have lived in Mount Vernon for 40 years, and I had a swimming pool, so I know how important it is to keep swimming pools. However, when my husband passed away, it was more than I could handle, so I moved and left the neighborhood. But I didn't leave my friends and neighbors. I will tell you that during my time in Mount Vernon, code enforcement made many, many trips to Mr. Humphrey's house. He would always come down and get it postponed, get something delayed. Finally, he used the trick of getting a jury trial. And so the city, of course, appeased him, and he got a jury trial. On February the 1st of 2017, I was subpoenaed to appear at this trial. I can tell you, I stated that the trees were growing out of a boat, that the swimming pool was used to collect leaves and rainwater and garbage. And then with an auxiliary pump, which evidence was presented at the trial, Mr. Humphreys pumps the water over into his neighbor's yard, which makes it impossible for Mrs. Smith, who is a master gardener, to maintain the backyard that she would like to have. I personally ruined a pair of shoes trying to walk in the backyard from the water pumped from the next door neighbor. What you have here is a haven for mosquitoes. Sometimes the smell is such that you can't even stay in her backyard. The health department was out a couple of weeks ago and suggested that Mrs. Smith might get some rocks and some dirt to fill this. Age shouldn't be brought into this, but Mrs. Smith is in no condition to get rocks and dirt to fill in the problem that someone else has created. My feeling is that the problem needs to be corrected by the city addressing the issue with Mr. Humphrey, whatever it takes. A former jury trial, which we've not been able to get any copies of the order, we're told that he was found guilty on 5 of 6 counts. Well, he might have been found guilty then, but you've got the same problem again. If you go by there, you can see that he's got orange tarps over old cars. He's got a fence built out of junk that looks like it came out of a garbage dump, and it makes the neighborhood very unattractive. And if you know Mount Vernon, you know those individuals have worked hard to keep their neighborhood attractive.
Thank you, Ms. Sullivan. I appreciate that. Christina Womack.
Mayor, City Council members, community members, it is the start of the 4th quarter for 2019, and so we are in the home stretch of a very busy year at your chamber. We only have 3 events left for the year, and so I want to invite you all to take part. Our last membership luncheon will be October 17th, where we will hear from keynote speaker Dr. Stephen Kleinberg, who's the founding director of the Kinder Institute for Urban Research. So come hear about his 38 years of surveys and systematic approach to exploring the Harris County and the ways that it's changed. We also will be having a special presentation in celebration of our 30th year for Taste of the Town. So for those of you that aren't familiar, this is the Chamber's largest fundraising event with more than 3,000 people that come out to the convention center. So it is a lot of fun, food, and fundraising. And so the event is November 7th. We are wild about Taste of the Town, so it's going to be a jungle theme, and we're going to transform that convention center. So join us in our 30th year. I know everybody likes food, and so this year's raffle is going to be gift cards to more than $500 worth of gift cards to area restaurants, so that you can get a ticket for $10 each at the chamber or see me. And then our final event of the year is our annual gala, where we will be celebrating the legacy of leadership. And so this year that will include honoring our board of directors, announcing our 2019 Citizen of the Year, and hearing a keynote from Texas Railroad Commissioner Ryan Sitton on the opportunity to lead as we celebrate the graduation of our inaugural Impact Pasadena class. So I hope that you all will join us December 12th. And so with all of this, it changes this year in 2019. Our board of directors and staff has been adding several new programs and events, marketing benefits, and committee opportunities to engage. And so with these added offerings, as well as some that will be announced in the coming months, our chamber team is being realigned, restructured, and expanding. And so I'm pleased to announce that we will be promoting several members of our team into new roles, and we'll be hiring for an additional member to join our team as the member services coordinator, who will really work on the administrative role of onboarding new members, supporting existing members, and engaging with all of our volunteers. So look for interested candidates can look for information on our website in the coming days. So thank you, council members, for your support this year in our 2019 events, and we hope to see you at our closing events for the year. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Jerry Jones.
Mr. Mayor and council, happy to be here in front of you again today. I have a few things. It's kind of this morning's discussion between council members is kind of my issue of discussion today from my point of view. There has been some discord, and that's everybody's aware of that. One of the things I brought with me today is a...
Sir, we can't have political stuff from that.
Okay. This was a promise, a campaign promise by our mayor, and he one of his top things that he promised to do, a unified city. Jeff Wagner believes unifying our city is a top priority because together we can do so much more. And I believe that too. Mr. Wagner is a full-time employee of the city. I think these other councilmen are part-time. We seem to have some issue of disseminating information, and some councilmen say, well, this other councilman should spend more time discovering this thing or that thing or go visit this department or that department. I hear from them that they've done that. But really, the full-time guy ought to be kind of helping drive that. And part of his campaign promise was he was going to attempt to make it a top priority to unify the city. And I'd like to see more of that. There's too much discord. I'd like to see an effort to reach across the lines and make it equal for all the citizens of the city. I still see the north side getting passed over time and time again. And as a resident of the south side, it would benefit me if more of the money stayed in my area. But some of the areas that need help, that need the city, are on the north side, and it's time that they get the attention they need. And that was part of what I understood unifying the city meant, was let's work for the whole city and quit ignoring the north side. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments, sir. Robert Jeter.
Well, Council, y'all be pleased to know that this may be the least controversial one I've had yet. Good morning, Council. First up, back in July, at the first meeting on July 2nd, I believe both Councilman Shanebein and myself called for a workshop on Robert's Rules of Order. Thank you for doing that, Councilman. Considering the lingering confusion regarding rules and procedures for running a meeting, I think it would be beneficial for the city to have a workshop on the topic to get everyone on council on the same page with how a meeting is supposed to be run. I would appreciate council revisiting that idea to strive to improve decorum around here. Second, I would like to express my highest praise to San Jacinto College, its trustees, and anyone else involved in the removal of the speed bumps on Cunningham, coinciding with the completion of the construction of that very nice petrochem facility. This has led to a decrease in congestion during peak traffic hours of students getting off and on campus, as well as minimized wear and tear on vehicles. It's always a good thing when government listens to its constituents. Y'all please do your best to behave yourselves, and thank you for the time, council.
Thank you, sir. Jed Apaka. Thank you.
Good morning, Mayor and Council. Glad to come up here and speak to you about some of the fun things we have going on, and hopefully we can get the word out to the community as much as possible. I'm going to pass this flyer by real quick, but we have a great event coming up this Saturday at Strawberry Park. I think it's a great event for all ages. It's called Philharmonic and the Food Trucks. So it's sponsored by some of our great community partners. HEB, Mi Tienda, and Joe V's helped us to put this on. We're having the Pasadena Philharmonic perform at the Strawberry Pavilion that evening. There'll be food trucks for you to have dinner at, for you to eat. After that, there'll also be some crafts and games and things for kids. And after that, we're also going to be showing the movie Coco at the time there, so the Disney movie. So everyone's welcome there. It's a free event for everyone. The food trucks do cost money. The food's not free, but the music and the movie and everything else is there for everyone. So please share with everyone you can, anyone in your area who would be interested in going. Again, it's an event for everyone. If you'd like more information, you can visit the city Facebook and our Parks Department Facebook. So we're glad to bring this event to you guys. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Okay, brings us down, Mr. Pennington, to presentation of awards.
Mayor and Council, it's my pleasure today to recognize 3 employees for their lengthy service to the city of Pasadena. Jesus Pampa, Mario Marino, and Walter Villanova. Come stand up here next to me, please. There was a 4th employee, Eddie Marino, that we were going to recognize also, but unfortunately he couldn't be here today. Collectively, these 3 employees, along with Eddie, represent nearly 125 years of service to the city of Pasadena. I think they should all be commended for that, and thank you. First is Walter. He's going to be recognized with this gold ring for 25 years of service with the Water Distribution Department. Thank you, Walter.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let me sit behind you here. Next is Mario Marino, and he is being recognized with this wall clock engraved for 35 years of service with Water Rehab. Thank you. And finally is Jesus Pampa. He's also being recognized with this engraved wall clock for 35 years of service with the Water Distribution Department. Thank you. And if it's possible, if they come up here and get a picture with y'all, the council.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you. You're too young to look at. Thank you so much. Thank you. Stand in the middle there.
Thank you, fellas. Yeah, go to work. Okay, congratulations. Thank y'all. That brings down to presentation of minutes, September 17, 2019, 6 p.m. Motion Ibarra, second by Lehman. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings down to a special meeting, September 24, 2019 at 9:30. Motion Bass, second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Okay, it brings us down to progress payments. Motion Lehman, second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Brings us down to finance resolutions. Motion Shanebine, second Lehman. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd just like to mention that the payments to vendor 2017, which is Waste Management, and vendor 18117 Acadian Ambulance Service are included in our budget. under account 7107, professional services. Again, this is two of the many much-needed services that the citizens of Pasadena need in their everyday lives. If we remove $3 million from our 2020 budget, like some of our council members want, you have eliminated the garbage pickup in my district. I don't know about these other council members, but I have a serious problem with this. I pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I want to abstain in regards to last month.
Okay, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Well, fortunately, the budget's already been passed, so I don't know, the comments keep coming up, but that's okay. That's no problem. Right now, we're dealing with the finance resolution, and I'm going to be voting no against the finance resolution. Reason being is because we have an ordinance on the books that was made in '05 for purchase cards, and there are numerous purchases on this finance resolution that are completely in violation of our purchase card program. They just confirmed that this morning in our pre-council meeting. The mayor, the purchasing director, they all say, yes, there's an issue with it. They say they're going to fix it. It still hasn't been fixed. There are limits on the purchases that they can make. $2,500 is the max that a director can make. There are purchases in here over $3,000, one-time purchases. That is a complete violation of our ordinance. They keep on saying that the ordinance will evolve, that it has evolved, that I don't know what you guys think, but I know what I know, in that an ordinance is in black and white, and they do not evolve. You have to follow the rules. And this is something that, like I said, our purchasing director is in complete violation of. As a matter of fact, in our city charter, which is this right here, I'm not just saying this just to say this. In Section 20, a violation of a charter provision or laws of the state of Texas, that any willful violation, which they just admitted this morning, of the provisions of this charter or the laws of the state of Texas relating in home rule cities shall constitute malfeasance in office, and any officer or employee of the guilty thereof shall immediately forfeit his or her office and position, and said office or position shall be deemed vacant. Quite honestly, our purchasing director should, and it says shall, not maybe, not if she wants to or he wants to, it says shall immediately forfeit. She should forfeit her position immediately.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I think we addressed this in pre-council, that this problem is going to be addressed and corrected.
Next council meeting, yes, sir. Okay, all in favor?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I've got concern about District F. I don't want those people to lose their garbage out there. So, Mayor, if we could work and straighten that out, I appreciate it. Thank
Okay,
you.
sir. Okay, all in favor? Any opposed?
No.
We've got 3 noes, Ibarra, Casados, and Wheeler. Passes. Okay, brings us now to, where are we at here? Personnel changes. Motion Lehman, second Bass. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I'd like to make an amendment for a correction for Officer Jason Buckaloo. His effective date should be 10/11/19, not 10/10/19.
Okay.
Second.
Got a second on that? Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Let's go back and vote on the personnel changes. Motion, Casados,
Second.
second by Wheeler.
Well, you have
Yeah, we had that. Now we're just voting on it.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
1 no. Okay, Madam Secretary, brings us down to final readings.
Ordinance 2019-161, contract with Pear Construction for the construction of a new maintenance building in the amount of $566,118 with a 5% contingency of $28,305.90 for a total appropriation $594,423.90. Ordinance 2019-163, interlocal agreement with Harris County, Texas for Library Services, Ordinance 2019-164, amend the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 34, Taxation, Article 3, Hotel Occupancy Tax by amending Section 3440, Hotel Motel Registers, subsection D. Ordinance 2019-165, amend the Code of Ordinances, Chapter 36, Traffic, Article 11 and a half, golf carts at Section 3681, operation of golf carts permitted.
So moved by Bass, second by Ibarra. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed? Madam Secretary, brings us down to the first readings.
Ordinance 2019-167, approving the continual receipt of city share bingo prize fund fee funds, imposing such fee for bingo games conducted in the corporate limits of the city of Pasadena and providing an effective date.
Motion Lehman,
Second.
second Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-168, amending the Code of Ordinances at Chapter 36 Traffic, Article 6, Speed Regulations, Section 36-145, 25 mile per hour zones.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second Casados. Any questions? All in favor? Go ahead, sir.
I just want to say a lot of these streets fall off of Strawberry, and they're getting a lot of traffic that cuts through the residents during peak times in the morning and then in the afternoon. And I think this is going to help to make it a lot safer. They have a lot of cars that park along the side. And so we want to protect our citizens. And so by maybe slowing them down and not putting speed bumps up there, maybe this will help. If other councilmen have this need in their area, just I think you can get with traffic control. And it's a good thing for your residents. With that, I pass. Okay.
All in.
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
the same issue takes place down around Kirby Place, and there has been some discussion among council members, especially during pre-council. And, you know, going out and doing the studies, I think, is the first step. But, you know, in reality, I think we should look at our ordinance citywide for neighborhoods to effectively reduce our neighborhoods at 25 and eliminate a lot of these speed bumps that just make that road become more of a racetrack in reality. And, you know, I think that would offset the cost of replacing the signs and make our community safer.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes.
Ordinance 2019-169, granting franchise to KM Liquid Terminals LLC for a 20-inch refined petroleum products pipeline.
Motion Ibarra. Second Lehman. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-170, approving the agreement with HR Green, Inc. for construction phase and additional services for Shaw Street Reconstruction Project, CIP S-107, for a total appropriation $77,100 to be funded from the 2008 street bond account.
Motion Ibarra.
Second.
Second by Shanebine. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
I'm not going to be supporting this afternoon, or this morning, I should say, excuse me. This is a project that we're taking money from a street bond account. The account's going to be there. The issue that I have with this right here is the fact that we need to take care of our city employees and our police officers. I think that should have been the first thing that we should have done on this agenda. We had a very heated debate on budgets and what we need to do for the city employees and for our police officers. Quite honestly, by going out and trying to give somebody a contract, you have just, in my opinion, the administration has turned their back again on the employee and the police officer, and we need to give them a cost of living and a compressed pay scale. This $77,000, it's fine, it's great, whatever the case is. I'm not going to be supporting a contract until our citizens are taken care of, our city employees and our police officers. That's where I stand, and I will really want to challenge the administration to do so, because we do need to take care of our police officers and city employees. That I pass.
Any other comment?
Yes, Mayor. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Harrison.
Yeah, I too support cost of living increase for city employees and suppressing for the police department, but this ordinance, you just can't stop city progress. We got to continue moving. That I pass.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I would like to concur with Councilman Harrison and agree with him that, this is much needed, and we will find a way to make the other adjustments as long as.
Thank you, sir. Any other comment?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
just want to mention, this is totally separate money. Bond money cannot be used for any city employee's functions.
I was going to say
This
that,
is-
yes, sir.
Bond money can only be used for what it's designated for. Now, in our budget, we have room to manipulate things, so it has nothing to do with city employees without a pass.
Thank you. Any other comment? Go ahead, sir.
I'd like, just to keep the residents District A informed, so this project is supposed to start hopefully in the next 6 months or so. They're waiting on the contractor that's doing Lafferty. Whenever they finish, they got the contract to do Shaw. So there could be a delay of, like I said, another 6 to 7 months. I do agree with some of the points that Councilmember Casado said. The issue with this particular ordinance is that if we delay this particular ordinance, there's a potential that the project could get delayed because we have to go out there and get some flooding permits from the flood control. And so the main thing is we don't want to delay this project. It's already going to be delayed 6 months. We don't want to push it even further, even though I agree with some of the points the council member made. That'll pass.
Thank you, sir. Any other comments? Thank you, Councilman Caton, for saying we cannot spend this money on personnel. You have to bond money. You have to spend exactly what you asked for, and this is what we asked for street improvement. Okay, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? No. We have one no. Madam Secretary.
Ordinance 2019-171, adopt and include fire dispatchers in the classification plan and salary schedule for police service officers.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Bass. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-172, proposing the adoption of a property
Ma'am,
tax.
we're going to read that by
Oh, I'm
itself.
sorry.
No worries.
Yes, sir, I'm sorry.
We're good.
Ordinance 2019-173, accepting a grant award of $42,000 from the State of Texas Office of the Attorney General Victim Coordinator and Liaison Grant Program.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Lehman. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-174, approving the contract with Horseshoe Construction, Inc. for the 2015 CDBG DR Sanitary Sewer Rehabilitation Project, SAB PWW 061, in the amount of $398,351 with the contingency of $23,265.64, which is about 5.8% for a total appropriation of $421,616.64 from the Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery 2015 Flood Allocation.
Motion by Barr, second by Wheeler. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Ordinance 2019-175, amending ordinance number 2016-077 and ordinance numbers 2016-025, 2016-202, and 2017-182 for contractual emergency ambulance service with Acadian Ambulance Service, LLC, to include within Acadian service area the geographic boundary known as the Bay Area of Pasadena.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second Bass. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
Just like to mention again, if we remove $3 million from account 7107 under professional services, like some of our council members wanted to do, you have eliminated our emergency ambulance pickup here in the city of Pasadena. Now you not only have to deal with our senior citizens, but you have to deal with anybody that's getting in a wreck or an emergency without a pass.
Thank you, sir. All in favor?
Hey, Mayor.
You want to, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Councilman Harrison.
You know, I've heard this every time, negative comments. But the truth of the matter is, we've always had somebody at Clear Lake on this ambulance contract. And what it is now, apparently the ambulance company at Clear Lake wants to get out of it, so Arcadia is picking up where it has leftover. We continue our ambulance service at Clear Lake. So that's all this ordinance is about. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor.
I want to say, Barr has the floor, sir.
I'll yield to the Mayor Pro Tem. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Barr.
Go ahead, Mayor Pro Tem.
Okay. This is a way, we have an opportunity to consolidate, to have one ambulance service. Despite the circumstances for Clemcy fading out, this is an opportunity for Arcadian to be one service for one Pasadena. In the past with Clemcy, there's been a lot of confusion over who responds and jurisdiction lines and things like that. This is actually a very positive move to protect all of our residents, to give them good ambulance service and provide really great services. With that, I pass.
Councilman Barr?
The only thing I was going to say, Mayor, was on this thing that a council member keeps on bringing up about professional services. The amendment that Councilmember Casados made had to do with professional services, and what he was talking about was engineering services for projects that weren't funded yet. So this thing about the garbage and ambulance and all these other stuff is just not accurate. What Councilmember was talking about was professional services for engineering for projects that weren't funded yet. That I'll pass.
Okay, all in favor?
Mayor.
Oh, go ahead.
Just to echo that point, we spend about $5 million every year in professional services. So yes, it does cover a lot of the things that we do, but there was an increase of $3 million this year in the budget. And so I think that was where the area we're talking about cutting. I think there's kind of a little game being played here with saying that there was an attempt not to fund anything.
Okay,
that's not what the case is.
Let's stick to what we're voting on. Let's stick to what we're voting on. Okay, let's vote on it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor, I didn't get to speak on this.
Oh, no, he called it.
You got to have two-thirds. You got to have two-thirds vote to call the question.
You would still want to call the question, or you want him to speak? Go ahead.
Thank you. So I'm going to support this afternoon or this morning, but I've got some questions, and the reason why is, and I appreciated Katie Ann stepping up and taking on the services for us. We do need them, but I mean, their costs are 6 times what we were paying Clemcy, and I understand Clemcy's going to be gone. But we were paying a little over $11,000 a month for these people. Now we're going to be paying $68,000 a month for Acadian. And I understand this is a safety thing. I'm going to vote on this because we do need ambulance service everywhere throughout the city. But at the same time, we're going to be housing them in one of our fire departments or in the Bay Area. They're going to stay there to make calls specifically for the south side of the Pasadena area. So I'd like to get some more information from Acadian, from our health department, because I do feel like, it's a extreme rise in costs to the city of Pasadena, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, our safety and health is very important to everyone, and I agree with that. But at the same time, I need to get some more information on it. I will vote on this, but I'm going to be getting some more getting more information on this. That I pass, Mayor.
Thank you, sir. All right, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Madam Secretary, brings us down to resolutions. Oh, it brings back to the, yes. No, we can't forget that one.
Okay. Ordinance 2019-172, proposing the adoption of a property tax rate for the 2019 tax year of 0.570342 per $100 value for the city of Pasadena, Harris County, Texas, being the 2019 effective tax rate and lower than the 2018 property tax rate of 0.615446 per $100, authorizing the levy, assessment, and collection of floor taxes based upon the established rate, declaring distribution of said tax rate in the general fund and the debt service fund of the city, and providing for a severability clause.
So moved. Motion by Bass. Second by Barham. Any questions? All in favor? That's a roll call vote starting in District A.
Aye.
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 Passes aye.
Okay.
Now, resolutions.
All right. Resolution 2019-149, accepting the donation of VHS tapes and DVDs valued at $400 from Jenny Ewan for the Multipurpose Center.
Motion Lehman.
Second.
Second Harrison. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-150, accepting a grant extension from the state of Texas, Texas Automobile Burglary and Theft Prevention Authority in the amount of $76,000.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Bass. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-151, accepting donation of $1,000 from the Kelsey Siebel Clinic for Team Up to Clean Up.
Motion Lehman. Second Ibarra. Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-152, accepting donation of $25,000 from the Intercontinental Terminals, ITC, for the 2024 Fest.
Motion Bass, second by Casados. Any questions?
Mayor?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to say, thank you to Intercontinental Terminals. If you guys remember, this is the site that had the big fire, and they're trying to, it looks like trying to give back to the community. I appreciate the effort here. I would also like to see maybe a portion of this money be used for air monitoring for the city. I mean, I think that's something that we should be looking into, to have monitoring, keeping our kids safe at the schools, maybe putting them at the schools. We had Air Alliance come through here and wanted to do air monitoring for the city at no charge, and they were told no, that it was too political. But I'll say that, $25,000 could be used at least to buy some type of air monitor that we have on site that can do real-time monitoring for the safety of the citizens of Pasadena. That I pass.
Thank you. Any other comment? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-153, authorizing the mayor to execute proof of loss statement to accept payment from insurance companies in the amount of $444,000, $355.32 for Hurricane Harvey damages to city property.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine. Second Casados. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-154, accepting a donation of hand washing stations, portable toilets, and roll-off containers valued at $11,875.32 from Waste Management for Team Up to Clean Up.
Motion Casados, second by Lehman. Any questions?
Mayor,
Go ahead, sir.
I'd just like to thank Waste Management for their donations for Team Up for Cleanup. And also, something was mentioned a while ago about professional services. Now, professional services,
Mayor, Board of
has all these
Information.
contracts in it.
Sir, let's stay on topic, please. All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-155, designating delegate representative and alternates to the General Assembly and Board of Directors of the Houston-Galveston Area Council for the year 2020.
Motion Ibarra,
Second.
second by Shanebine. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-156, amending Resolution Number 2019-071 and adopting revised policies and procedures for the Community Development Department's Home Investment Partnership Program.
Motion Casados, second by Caton. Any questions? All in favor? Any opposed?
Resolution 2019-157, approving the termination of contract to provide emergency ambulance services for the Bay Area portion of the City of Pasadena, approved by Ordinance Number 2010-288 between the city and Clear Lake Emergency Medical Corps.
Motion.
Motion Shanebine, second Bass. Any questions?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
This is the termination of the contract that we were speaking to earlier with the CLMC, the Clear Lake Emergency Medical Corps. They're going to be doing away with their contract, so Acadian's going to be picking this up upon approval from council. But this is where it is, $11,500, I believe, for the month that we've already went through, and another $5,000 additional dollars to go through until November, I believe it was. So that's where we're at on the CLMC contract. That I pass.
All in favor?
Mayor.
Go ahead, sir.
Just a point of clarification. The funds that was stated earlier is divided by the months that are still going to be service. So that is a prorated number that needs to be divided on that.
Mayor, if I may, I'm not trying to argue here.
No, sir.
I just put.
I said no, sir.
Oh,
You already
okay.
talked. Okay. Any other comments? All in favor? All in favor? Any opposed? You missed it, sir.
I didn't miss it. You hadn't hit the gravel yet. You still got it in hand.
I'll let you talk. Go ahead. You did miss it, but go ahead.
Anyway, thank you for coming out today. Meeting, no problem. May it continue, but these negative comments do have to stop. But
all right, sir.
We need to continue to voice our opinion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes. Again, thank you all for coming out. God bless you. This meeting is adjourned.